In several of my videos, we talk about how to tell whether your crazy dreams are just nonsense or whether they bring valuable insight. In one of those videos, I intended to include another test, but it turns out that the test needed more explaining than I wanted to bring into that video. So let's get to that test. Welcome back. For over 20 years, I've helped dreamers around the world make sense of their dreams, and I can do the same for you. Let's get to it. This particular test to help you identify a prophetic dream is a critical one. I like to call it the simplicity test, but it's actually a bit complicated. So let me break it down for you. First of all, the test is connected to the length of the dream. If you're concise in writing down or sharing your dreams, a dream of 150 words or less would qualify as most likely prophetic. And one described in 50 words, even more so. But one you describe in 250 words or more can still be prophetic. That's why I need to add a caveat to that simplicity test. And in order to do that, I'm going to need to step back and talk short versus long dreams for a second. It's pretty obvious that short dreams tend to be less complex, while longer dreams can be very complex. And rambling dreams that seem to go on can include a lot of detail and be very complex. So am I saying that only dreams of about 150 words or less tend to be prophetic? Not at all. But if you have one of those, it would pass the simplicity test. And then you would want to apply several other tests, such as the impressiveness test, the remoteness test, and the bizarreness test. The thing is, what you might be calling a very long dream, or a long dream, I would be calling scenes. So let's get on the same page. You may have noticed that in some dreams you find yourself here and then suddenly there in a completely different setting with completely different things going on. And this may happen several times in the same night. Each dream feels entirely disconnected from the others, as if the stage curtain has closed and reopened, behind which is an entirely different set. Here's the point. When there are no overt connections between one dream and another, we call these scenes. They are different from dreams where you move about, for instance, to different stores in the mall and are aware of the last stores you were in. That kind of mall dream would be one dream, not several scenes. My husband gets weary when I start conveying 4 scenes to him in the morning because he usually experiences just one scene, if he dreams at all, maybe 2. But he can't fathom how I can remember it all. I remember because the scenes were impressive enough, at least at that point in time, for me to still be able to picture them when I awake. Okay, with that clarified, let's finish explaining this simplicity test so you can get closer to determining if any given dream is prophetic and bringing accurate insight. Here's the scoop. The simplicity test should be applied separately to each scene you have in the same night. So in one night you may have several scenes because the settings suddenly change and you find yourself in different places. The bottom line with the simplicity test is this. If your dream or each scene in one night is relatively uncomplicated in and of itself, the entire dream that night passes the simplicity test and is therefore highly likely to be prophetic. Now, there are other tests I describe in other videos, as I said, But the big ones are simplicity, impressiveness, remoteness, and bizarreness. Applying all of these tests will help you determine whether any particular dream is prophetic or whether it's nonsense. If you think my explanation, by the way, of the simplicity test is a little complex, just leave a comment below. But be sure to apply this test to your dreams to see whether they're likely to be prophetic. To learn more about dream interpretation, explore the resources, courses, and dream dictionary at propheticdreamers.com. Well, that's today's interpretation tip. So until next time, every blessing, and live beyond your wildest dreams.